What's going on? Anthony here, on the check-in. Yep, another day. I'm at work, in my car hanging out because it's too cold, all right? At the school, at the site location, doing my security work. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to take a trip down memory lane. What is memory lane, Anthony? Well, check this out. I was listening to it was a bachata song that came on, and it reminded me of the time when I was a rookie. I was assigned to the 33rd precinct. Now, don't start me to lying. I don't remember what year it was, but I do know I was a rookie. I know I had less than 2 years on, and at that time, assigned to the 33rd precinct, it was a post. They called it model blocks. All right, you were in charge of one block in a particular area in Washington Heights. Now, Washington Heights, Manhattan, Washington Heights, New York. Now, Washington Heights has the demographics in Washington Heights is predominantly from the Dominican Republic, all right? Predominantly. But you have people from other Latin countries, and also you have Americans that live there as well. It all depends on what section of Washington Heights. Like, you got Washington Heights stems from the 33rd precinct to the 3-4 precinct. That's 155th Street all the way to 224th Street. And that's when the Bronx is connected. Okay, just to give you a demographic. Maybe I might put a map up. So, Washington Heights, 33rd precinct. At that time, our precinct was in a trailer. It was located on 165th Street, Amsterdam to Audubon Avenue. Now, those of you who are familiar with history-wise, Audubon Avenue, they had an Audubon Ballroom, okay, located 163 to 165. That's where Malcolm X was killed. All right, so once upon a time, that was all part of Harlem as well. And on Broadway, they have Columbian Presbyterian Hospital. Great hospital, by the way. So, just to get into a story, this is not a war story that I'm telling when I was on the job. So I had two other partners. I think they had 2 years more than me. So when I got on the job back then, you actually walked a foot post. You wasn't put in a vehicle. Once in a while they'll put you in a vehicle, but you have when you get assigned to a precinct, at that time they call it FTU, Field Training Unit. Now the Field Training Unit was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Other precincts might have had it longer. But this was right after field training, FTU. I was put on monoblocks, which is fine. So you learning the neighborhood, you learning where you at and things like that. So I was on foot a lot. So around this time, I was on foot with my two other partners, man. Great guys, man. One of them I got real tight with. He was born in Dominican Republic. I forgot where he was born. I think he was born in Santiago. Don't start me to line. I don't want to start making stuff up. But we're Facebook pals. He moved back to DR, Dominican Republic. So good for him. God bless him, man. But I'm not gonna say his real name. We'll call him Raul. So anyway, there's me, Raul, and our other partner. He's of Puerto Rican descent, but he was born in the US. So now, those of you who don't know about patrol, in patrol, usually the car the sector that's in charge, they're in charge. Like Sector Adam, Sector Boy, Sector Charlie, Sector David. Okay. Now, at that time, we were in the area of I think it was Sector Adam. We was in Sector Adam. We were like probably on 158th, 159th Street. Okay. So we were in that area, and there was a noise complaint that came over. So, we were on that street, so we said, no, we'll pick it up. I forgot which one of us put it over the radio. All three of us was together. It wasn't uncommon that, adjoining foot posts would just meet up. So we respond. The sector car thanked us over the radio, thanked that units, whatever, because they didn't have to respond to a simple noise complaint. So we get there, and we could hear the music. It was bumping, and it wasn't even a weekend. It was during the week. Because that's what I remember distinctively. I was like, damn, they partying on a Wednesday. So we knock on the door. An older female, Dominican woman, about my complexion, answers the door. And my partner, they started, they were speaking Spanish. And she was like, oh, come on in, come on in. He was telling her about the noise complaint. Now, at the time, I didn't speak much Spanish. The Spanish that I spoke was from Spain. You get what I'm saying, that you learned in college and junior high school. But I didn't have the spoken language. Just a sidebar, just to give you an idea, like how here in the United States, how we speak English, and that's due to the 13 colonies being settled here. But it's not the official language of the United States. Each region speaks English differently. They'll have a different slang, different terms, different, you understand? So someone from upstate New York sounds different from someone that's grown up in Brooklyn. And it's the same thing with the 5 boroughs. The 5 boroughs, you'll hear a different voice from each borough. It's more like a regional type thing. Or if you talk to somebody in Staten Island, they sound different. If you talk to somebody in Boston, even though you're speaking English, they sound different. Someone down south, South Carolina, Georgia, they sound different. Okay, L.A., Arkansas, and so forth. Utah, whatever. Different dialects, different accents, different, So, and that's the same thing with Spanish-speaking countries. They speak different. And depending on what part of that country they're from, that's how, it's different. Different accent, different, different tone, different, you know what I mean? So they're talking, say, yeah, come on in. She was very sweet, very nice, very nice. Bang, 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 bang. So we come in, and they were blasting bachata, man. Woo! So she turned the music down. She was in there with 2 of her other girlfriends. They were all older. I would say not old women, but like I'll say at that time, you gotta remember I was in my 20s, early 20s. So to me, they look more mid 30s, maybe early 40s. We'll say that. And all of us, we were in our, well, they were older than me, so they were in their my 2 partners at the time were late 20s. So we're there hanging out. You got to turn the music down and things like that. And they go, oh, no problem. We're just having a good time. They were drinking wine, chilling. So she says, oh, you guys are hungry? You look at them like, what you got? So she made some asopao de pollo. What it is stewed chicken with rice. You know what I mean? Asopao de pollo. So we were like, oh, shit, I want some. You know what I mean? So she made us a plate. We sat there. We started grubbing. Because mind you got about 30 minutes per job. So it's not like, and that's what you call community policing. So we sitting down, we eating, having a good time. So she turned the music back up, a little bit. Next thing before I know it, I see my Dominican partner over there dancing bachata in the damn middle of the living room. You know what I'm saying? While me and my other partner, we sitting there, we eating, I'm like this. I'm putting hot sauce on the chicken and I'm enjoying myself. You know what I mean? But they were very nice and it was a very good time. So just to let you guys know out there, it's not always shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You get what I'm saying? You do have fun on the job. You know what I mean? It was just a good time, and I just remember that because something popped up on the radio. Every now and then I listen to the radio, even though you can stream music now. And I hit one of the stations, 97.9, 97.9. All right? So I was listening to it and they were playing some bachata and it kind of reminded me, it brought me back to that time. So this video is pretty much a memory lane video. But that's it. Just stop by just to share, all right? Take care and stay blessed.